Alright, time for a beginner's guide to Kha'zix. Now, I've made one in the past, but the last one I've made beginners wise for this champion was pre-jungle changes, so I felt like I needed to remake this one, or make another one, I suppose. So here we are. This is lower elo. This is like silver-ish, bronze-ish region, I don't know, like low silver. So yeah, just you guys keep that in mind. Just gonna go over some basic pathing that you can apply to give yourself a reasonably consistent lead, and just some things to apply to get yourself ahead in games. Keep your lead as much as possible. Alright, back at 50 seconds, and place the ward on the blue buff. The reason you're doing this, or the reason you want to do this, is because having the vision on the other side of the map for you is really beneficial. If the enemy jungler decides to start red and instantly invade your blue, which in this case a hacker probably won't do, but there are a bunch of people that do cheese you like that, and like Lee Sin, Kindred, Graves, whatever, they try something like that, and it's better to get it like as a consistent thing and just do it every single game, so it can't happen. Because as soon as you place this ward, if somebody invades you, they're gonna go for your buff camp every time, and they're not gonna vary off that, so the ward will always cover anything. And if you have the information, you can from there on out move on to invading his bot side, or like fighting him on your blue buff by running there. Alright, it appears that I didn't get a great leash. My ADC didn't want to help me, but that's okay. The pathing I really like these days on Kha'zix is doing red raptors into Gromp for a level 3 hit, and then from there on out I can do Wolves blue buff, or I can look to gank top lane if I want to play some early aggression. But with your W, you can easily do this. As you can see, you're basically just killing all the small ones. You have to make sure that you kind of circle around the camp a little bit so you don't take too much damage. Now, I took more damage in this situation. Normally you'd be like over half HP, but because the Quinn, or my ADC I guess, didn't help me at all, there's not much I can do. Oops, I was hitting blue for literally no reason. That's my bad. Got zoned out, not gonna lie. We do Gromp. I didn't really cost any time there, but we do Gromp here. The reason I do this pathing is because this is just a really fast level 3 on Kha'zix, and from here on out you can just be on this side of the map. If you see the enemy jungler, they like full sequence down, because you can't really full clear anymore these days effectively on K. It's kind of awkward a little bit, costs a lot of time. So if the enemy jungler is a full sequence jungler like Hecarim, he can clear down and get my raptors, but in this case the raptors will be down if I play a clear like this. And this is still like really nicely in time, as you can see, for the 315. But this also has the option that if the top laner would be pushing in, you could look for a gank there. Now my mid laner is spam pinging me here, but you have to kind of ignore that to a certain degree, because it's actually quite annoying for you to like skip camps or just like waste time instantly running somewhere. So we're smiting this. You want to save a smite for this. Get to level 4 here. Hecarim just went top lane. I will not be killing this Hecarim, but I can just go for this guy and then go through mid. Go through mid to bot scuttle. She just walked up. That's the real one. Just gonna walk up to her. Keep auto attacking her. Keep using your abilities. Hold your leap. I know she doesn't have flash, so holding leap is extremely important. My Galio has teleport, so I'm not going to touch the wave at all. But holding leap there is extremely important, because if you leap preemptively, then you will be able to get flashed out of, or anything can happen. Now, in this case, I know she didn't have flash, but it's still better to hold your leap in any situation anyway. Just walk up to her, auto attack, and then from there on out, hold your leap until you need it. I'm going to take Scuttle first. I'm going to take prioritization on just getting myself to consistency here. Alright, it's going to hit this plant for some vision. Now my Raptor camp is down, so his Gromp should be up on a level 2, as you can see. Because since my Raptor camp is respawning, this is the second camp he did, because he started blue buff. And he cleared this as a second camp. He went towards top side, so this means that if I'm around and my Raptor camp is respawning, I can also take this and punish him for for the Gromp here. So in this situation, I'm just going to take it back. I took a second tier Gromp, which is very good for me. And from here on out, we can get a Dirk. I get Dirk and Boots here. My preferred build is with Muramana on Kha'zix. But if you have the first back, if you haven't like 1500 gold for your Dirk and your Murama, or your Dirk and your Tearsaur, you want to buy that. If you don't have that and you just have enough gold for Dirk, then do that. If you don't have enough gold for Dirk, you get like a tier on a longsword instead. Boots here was just the money I had spare after getting my Dirk. But the reason you want to get this Dirk is because it greatly improves your fighting potential. The top plant here will spawn at 5:30. So I can easily go for this plant and then look to gank with that. Gotta wait for a little bit. I know there's a ward here, so I need my Jax to walk up. Alright, again, try to hold your leap as long as possible. Walk up to him first. There we go. I held my Q there as well because I just wanted him to walk into isolation Q. You don't really have to hold your Q if you don't want to, but in this situation... Oh, you missed the cannon as well. I didn't even get the cannon. You literally kept auto-attacking it for the minions, my dude. I get danger pinged off that. That's quite insane. Alright, cool. But yeah, you see the way I ganked there? In this situation, I could have Q'd, but I knew that once he walks into isolation range, my Q would just straight up do more. And it would have been enough to kill in that situation. So yeah, that's again, holding the leap aspect there is very, very important. Now, evolves-wise, let's just talk a little bit about that. On K, in lower elo, I would always recommend you to just evolve Q. It might not be the best choice every single game, like straight up, but it will be the most consistent choice in most games. Because people in lower elo do not respect isolation range as much. The higher elo you go, the better ult evolve becomes because of the isolation range respect. And people's map awareness and stuff like that. It just becomes a lot better. They also have better target focus. So those are all factors that you have to keep in mind. Now, I knew Hecarim was low in this situation, and he recently backed into this... What the heck? Okay, wait. They have a reaction from the bot lane. Are you serious? Is that a real one? No. Okay, I'm trolling. Oh, I should have smited blue buff. I got juked out by that last one. I should have flashed a little bit faster after her. That's my bad. Alright, next back, I have to get this. So I will. And then we're going for Duskblade. I actually thought I had a little bit of a better fighting chance there. But the Nico kind of... got me on that one. I lost vision going into the bush and I didn't have a single ward to put vision down either. So I basically lost the damage from one auto attack, which was the damage that would have killed her. Which is rather unfortunate. It's a little bit of an aggressive play on my end, I'll admit though. Alright, we're just gonna wait here for this Tristana. That works. Never again, like here, the same thing I did there. Just hold your leap. You don't need to use it. Unless you absolutely have to, you don't really want to use your leap. Now, based off this, the Hecarim will most likely not go towards the dragon. And with a Q evolve here, you can see how fast dragon goes down. This is why Q evolve is also very nice to have, just to quickly get that dragon. You see cooldown's very low, damage is really high on the dragon right now. This is mostly because of Dirk as well. We'll just smite it there. And then we sequence from the bot side towards top. Yeah. But as I was saying about the build, you want to go Duskblade on Kha'zix basically every time. It is by far the best one to just take. If you go in Q evolve, then you get basically your ult evolve effect out of your Duskblade. Because with ult evolve, you're kind of dancing around in team fights a little bit. And in this elo, people will give you a lot of room for isolation damage, so you can get multiple Qs off that will be highly effective. With that Q effect, you can then go invisible and get another passive proc over and over again, basically just having a free ultimate effect. Now you see the enemy jungler on the map, so you always want to click on him instantly, see what buffs he has. In this case, he only has a blue buff, and since I know that he doesn't have red in this situation, his red is up, so I can go and take that. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to finish my raptors here and then path towards his red buff. Go take his red buff and potentially fight him on it for it as well. Nico is top lane, interesting. Okay. I pop the sweeper, making sure that I walk in with the vision. Nico ulted, which is a good thing to remember here. And I'm just gonna do this. I would assume Hecarim is gonna show up here soon, but I can take this camp as well whilst I wait. Do it in the bush here so I can see him walk up to me. Or he's mid lane. Just gonna let the camp reset if I can without it dying. He's gonna walk in here. He's gonna walk like right here. So I'm just gonna walk right into his face. There he is. That's just knowing his pathing. Like, he was kind of low. He was gonna walk into his top side because the bot side was obviously gonna be like cleared by him already. So I can do that. Now, based off Hecarim just dying, even though this is control warded, I can easily start the Rift Herald here, because I wouldn't have contest because the enemy jungler just got killed. I also got a shutdown, which is pretty nice. But for Kha'zix, you can stand still and just do the Herald in one spot if you want to. In this situation, I mean, I just ult so he doesn't ult me, and then he flashes out. Ult again. This is fine. I ulted the Skarner there so he doesn't ult me, because if he ults me, he could drag me into his team, and that could be a problem for me. You can use your ult to just dodge the ability for them to on-click you, basically, so he couldn't click his ult on me, so I couldn't get dragged back. It was like, that might look like a risky Herald, even doing it on vision, but since I recently killed Hecarim, he was going to be there super late. And my laners would have the priority, or should have the priority. I do have a Galio who can ult in as well, if it comes down to it. But it's just like a pressure thing you have to realize in a situation like that. And he's just going to die. He turret dove the Skarner, or got dragged into the turret by Skarner. I have a lot of gold right now, but I want to at least like clear half my camps, like half the jungle. This is really something you want to try to look for. Clear half and then back so you can do the other half on respawn. Like a Duskblade here. Against that team, I'm going to need some mercs. And then we'll get another longsword. Now, my team is dying a lot here. This is not something you really have to worry about too much. Because if you just play your team fights out quite slowly and just like methodically go through the game, you should be fine regardless. Now, in this situation, if you look at the scoreboard, it is ideal to look at shutdowns. So whoever has a shutdown, that's the lane you want to go for in a situation like this. So that is what I'll be looking for. Now, the Tristana in this is just overextending, so I'm most likely just going to go for it. She sees the teleport, she's most likely going to run up or through the turret. So we're just going to pincer her here. Alright, good. Get the kill. Yeah. I have 400 gold shutdown suddenly. Nice. Ooh, I need to get mid turret. This one is on 2 plates. I should just finish it off before the 14-minute mark hits with my Rift Herald, which is what I'm going to opt to do right now. Alright. I play it as slow as possible there with my flash. Wait for my Q cooldown to come back, so we can just kill the mid laner with that. I got my Rift Herald off pre 14 minutes, which is good. After 40 minutes, Rift Herald holds less value. Now, also something right here we can do is we just rush the dragon because the enemy mid laner just died. So this means they have one-man disadvantage when it comes to the dragon, so we can just do it on spawn. This is something, like, keep in mind. If the dragon's about to spawn, try to make for an aggression play. If you can kill one of the laners, then you can easily get the dragon right afterwards. I'm gonna come in from the other side here to see if I can catch off the Hecarim. He didn't have ignite. Okay. Okay, this is a little awkward. I'm gonna get jumped on by Trist again. Wait in the bush. Leap away. There's no way she chases me. Oh my god. Pike, where are you going? He could have just ulted the... Oh, okay. I set a Pike up really well there for him to ult reset on Nico as well, but he just dashed away instead of ulting Nico. It's whatever. I don't currently have 360 stacks on my tier yet, so I don't want to build it right now. I want to rather build something else. Now, if we look at the enemy team here, they don't really have any shielding options, so for me the best thing to go for is just Edge of Night. I don't have the money to currently finish my Edge of Night completely, but this should still be fine. Just hold on to it for now, it's okay. Yeah, the fight there, I relied on my Pyke to do his ult thing properly. The reset off the mid laner as well. Like, he got the reset on Trist basically for free with the thing, and then the mid laner was in range as well, but he just dashed away instead, so it's okay. It happens. Not a big deal. Alright, we see a Trist walk up in bot, so I can look towards just going there. Alright, she suicided. That's fine. My camps are up. I want to sequence through my camps in this situation, making sure to keep rotating through them as much as possible. Not to fall behind on this. Making sure that I keep getting my experience. Because getting experience is a very, very crucial thing to just winning a game out of that. And yeah. Alright, so I'm just gonna... I don't know how much I've said about the build or the runes. So I'll just go over everything from the start in this situation here. So runes, you have the option between going either Conqueror or going for the Electrocute. Dark Harvest is also an option. I don't like Hill of Blades on Kha'zix, but if you want to play with it, you can play with it as well. I see some Kha'zix players do it. That is up to you. But I would switch between Electrocute or Conqueror is what I would recommend for starting players. If you go Conqueror, you want to go Conqueror into teams that have like some tanky champions. So in this case, we have a Hecarim and a Skarner. That's enough tanky champions for Conqueror to be worth it. You can, like, with Conqueror, you can still one-shot all the squishies. There's no issue with that. So you don't have to worry about not being able to one-shot them. But if the enemy team is more squishy or like full squishy, then Electrocute's better because you're basically just going to be one-shotting most/all of them. Okay, I can leap, slow them down here for Quinn to catch up. He didn't die. That's quite close. Oh, she flashed for it. Okay, that's fine. So yeah, with Conqueror, that's the thing you can do. You have the Electrocute for the burst and then Conqueror for just overall kill pressure. Which is gonna be really good. Conqueror also gives you better early game than better early game skirmish fights. You should get more adaptive damage out of it, and Electrocute will be burst. So you're really looking to do that if you're playing against squishy enemy teams. Build-wise, I would recommend you to just stick with the same. Doesn't matter if you go Conqueror or not. It's just sticking with this same build setup is the way you want to do it. So what I would recommend is going Duskblade every game. The reason you want to go Duskblade is because you're taking Q Evolve here, and Duskblade is going to give you the Ult Evolve effect as well. So off that, you're going to get the invisibility each time you kill something, and they're going to walk a lot into isolation range. So getting the kills on those types of situations is going to be quite easy, generally speaking. And you get the reset, so you get a passive reset out of it, so you can auto attack Q once again. So it really synergizes the cooldown between your Q and your passive really fast for a lot of burst damage. And yeah, that's why you want to get this mythic. Now after this, you still want to pick up the tier. This is what I would recommend. Tier is actually super strong. So you want to get it first or second back like I did in this game. If you do have 1500 gold for it, take it. I've mentioned that before as well. So yeah. But after the Duskblade, you want to go and get... Wait 1 second, I'm just gonna... Alright, there we go. So after the Duskblade, you want to get either one of two, Edge of Night or the Shield Reaver thing, the Serpent's Fang. If the enemy team has shielding, has a Janna, has stuff like that, get the Serpent's Fang. If that is not the case, you just get an Edge of Night. You can literally build this every single game. Even, like, it doesn't matter what version you're going, if you're going Conqueror or if you're going for, like, a Electrocute setup. This will give you just the most effective damage, really. Now, after you complete that item, you can get your tier to about 360 stacks at that stage. And then you want to upgrade into a Muramana. This is going to give you a significant amount of damage. From there on out, you can do the armor penetration thing with Shirelias, or however you pronounce that. And you can finish that off with like a Guardian Angel for some survivability. You can also get it at just a Ravenous Hydra for more Omnivamp for sustain. This is also a possibility. But yeah, that's basically the build setup for it. You can go this with Conqueror, but you can also do it with Electrocute. It doesn't have to change. It's a very consistent build that will do a lot of damage and will overall carry you pretty well through games. So they're walking up in mid now. Again, I'm just going to walk up first. W slow, she ulted. We're going to wait this out. jump in now, press ult again to get a passive reset. Then we have the Duskblade reset. You can ult again to catch up with him, slow him with this, and kill him. Now my Rift Herald's soon to time out, so I'm just gonna quickly use it mid here to get one of the turrets. I just double killed them, so they would have less people to react. And yeah. Now let's talk about the evolves you can do. I would recommend low elo starting Kha'zix players to just always evolve Q. This is the most consistent thing for this elo, because again, people don't really think about isolation range, isolation damage, anything of the sort. So you can really easily get this off. After that, I recommend going W every time. The reason you want to do this is because it slows the enemy teams down so much. Like right here, he's basically standing still, as you can see. I get like the time to Q him twice in that situation. Just two full Qs. Of course, you can take E resets as well if you want. I don't like, it's not better than a W evolve, because W evolve is just super solid. But it's an option you have. You can go for it if you want to. And yeah, as you can see, basically the time I'm buying my mana immune, I have near 360 stacks. If you have a little bit less gold income than me in this game, you might be more stacks and you can already finish it, but that would be okay as well. And the last evolve, like the level 11 evolve, is just either W or E, and the last evolve is just whichever one you don't have. Just take W or E again. The ult evolve wouldn't really be useful because you already have Duskblade. It's going to give you a bunch of ult evolve resets or just invisibility resets already. So the Duskblade holds the effect to where ult evolve isn't that good. Okay, good. Okay, good. As you can see again, I'm holding my leap like consistently, just holding it until I have to use it, using my passive hits properly. Okay, there we go. Good. Like as you can see, I got my Mura mana like 2 seconds ago, and it's already done 600 additional damage on top of everything else. The enemy team surrendered, so that's okay. But that's really it for Kha'zix. I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. If you did, please make sure to hit the thumbs up button below. Helps me out quite a bit. If you'd like to see more videos from me in the future, hit the subscribe button as well. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.